Hey everyone, Jason here for Campaign Sauce. Hope you are doing incredibly well today. I have a fast review that I want to show you of this tool that you've probably seen some ads for online called Typeset. Now the claim is that you can design, at least the ad that I saw online said you can design an entire white paper or ebook in 90 seconds or something like that. So I had to bite, right? So I went in and I ended up signing up, started designing. I ended up buying their, on the packaging here, I ended up buying just their basic for right now, right? I just wanted to give it a go. And it does give me access to just literally 5 million images from Unsplash. I do not get access to Getty images. Right now, I didn't find that to be a huge roadblock just for doing this first off batch of testing that I did. So anyways, let's go over here and I'll show you what I was able to create. I had a whole bunch of text and I went ahead and just pasted that over here, just like you see in the ads, just like you see in the demo, pasted over here on the left-hand side. It did a fairly decent job of doing the line breaks where I needed. So you can see right here where we have the break is where it was needed. And of course, down here, there's gonna be another break. On occasion of these pages here, I think I've got, 26 pages or so. So on occasion, I had to go places like here, right? So I would end up adding in a page break. And just for style reasons, you can see that most of these are pretty much the same, say between 2 and 3. What I did different between 2 and 3 is that I went ahead and broke it into 2 pages, right? So you can see 3, right? I broke that into 2 pages, added an image at the top, image at the bottom. What's really interesting about this software is, frankly, the layout of the text was fairly easy-ish to learn. They do make the disclaimer at the very beginning. They're like, hey, listen, we're a little different, so dive in and learn. So if you are a diehard Canva fan and you're expecting this to work like Canva, it doesn't work like Canva. It is, in fact, a little different. So let's just say the formatting here on this particular page, as you've seen in maybe some of the other demos, I can choose over several different formats. So I've added an image onto this page, and then I can go ahead and click into this AI assistant, and the AI assistant will say, hey, do you want the text at the top and the image on the bottom? Do you want to flip that around? You want the image on the top? And then, of course, there are many different ways, right? You can have the image being full screen. You can have the image with a bit of a frame around it. You can see that they also do some of this interesting design work here where they pull in images or colors from the image, give you kind of those rounded off corners, So there are a lot of different ways that you can play with this. And anyway, it's all good. So I found that to be very useful and very helpful, and made use of it throughout my demo here, or throughout my white paper. So a couple things that I was a little stuck on are, say, the buttons, right? So I wanted to have plenty of take action elements inside of my ebook here. So as people are paging through, hey, I want you to be able to click this. It's an interactive element. Now, just my style preference, I like my text to be left justified, and I want this button, frankly, to be center. And I would, if I, again, had my druthers, lower this button down a little bit. Well, you don't have that option, right? There are places where maybe I wanted to have a little bit more white space here, right? So between the challenge and the solution, I wanted to maybe give this a couple paragraph returns. For the life of me, I couldn't figure out how to do that. Even though I'm putting the paragraph returns over here on the left-hand side, I just wasn't getting that over here on the right-hand side. So that was a little bit of a hang-up for me. And then not being able to center the button, that was a little bit of a hang-up for me. I think, as I said earlier, I think I have in total about an hour and a half in all of this. So, okay, nowhere close to 90 seconds. First time through, just learning stuff. All right. There is the claim in some of the marketing materials that, hey, you can take this whole thing now and with a press of a button, you can export these for all social media. I'm not really feeling that, guys. I'm really not right now. So if we were just go over to export. Now, again, I bought the basic package. I did not buy the superific package here that would allow me to do the exports. But just let me show you very quickly here. If I were to want to export this in images, it's going to take this, which is right now, of course, in portrait mode. It's going to reorient this into landscape mode. So whether you're thinking of maybe doing some landscape posts for social media or using landscape for PowerPoint slides, it leaves a little to be desired. So let me just right now go ahead and pretend that we're going to export this on images. Of course, I get the notice here, but just as an FYI, so check this out. Look at all the places here where we end up having too much content, right? So a lot of these pages don't reorient themselves because they don't reorient themselves naturally to a landscape because, of course, there's just too much content on there. But if we were to take a look, right, so get rid of some of these guys. If we were to take a look at which ones of these slides would be good to export for social media, well, clearly this one. There's not a whole lot of text. So if you have 5-10 words on a page, these guys should reorient themselves pretty well for exporting out to social media. Now, just to the way that I have this slide deck designed right now, I have 3. I might be able to go in here and pull another few. So again, not many that I feel right now that I could use right off the bat. A couple clicks and do the export. So I could use a few of these slides for social media. And again, I can't use all of these without a lot of extra work. So again, for those of you who are Canva diehards, you're like, well, if I got to go to all this extra work, why don't I just design the thing in Canva anyway? Because that's where I've got all my other stuff. Okay, I can see that. But if you end up taking this with the kind of a bit of a grain of salt, and you go into it with, well, if I'm over here designing and I'm maybe I don't want to be super wordy on my ebook, right? Maybe I want this to end up being maybe not so wordy. Maybe I want to have my pages just have 5 or 10, major big points to them. And again, if that works out for you in the layout of your ebook, awesome, right? So anyway, I think if I had to give this for me and my use right now, being able to design this, okay, is it faster than some other tools I've used? Yes, it's definitely faster. Is it limited? Well, yeah, and it's limited, but that's where you get your speed, right? You can't have this be, you can't have everything, right? You can have speed or you can have customization. If you're looking for speed, this is definitely a great tool for you. For my uses, I think I would give this guy probably a 7 right now. It took me forever to figure out simple things like how to add my logo, right? So again, they have this great place where I can go in here and create my brand. Okay, so I uploaded my company logo. I have my company icon here. And there's just no clear way for me to figure out how to do this until I saw somebody else say, you have to go create your own theme. Well, as soon as I created a Campaign Sauce theme, boom, my logo was there, right? But if I'm using any of their out-of-the-box themes, I can't figure out how to get my logo to appear. So again, it's some usability issue, things like that cost me some extra time and probably added up to that hour and a half of trying to figure out all these extras that maybe you just can't do right now. So again, for right now, for my use, I would give it a 7. And if you're going to use this definitely for ebooks, certainly this is a great tool to have. So there you have it. If there's anything that I can do for you over here at Campaign Sauce to help your company run faster, better, get more sales leads, and just have a greater time out there making revenue, please look me up, give me a call. Again, my name's Jason Owens. Take care.